VGRT Gaming. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. VGRT Gaming Podcast, episode 769, recorded on November 20th, 2025.
Hello, and welcome to the 700th. Wow. Hello, and welcome to the 769th edition of the TD Gaming Podcast, 602nd episode of Video Game Roundtable. I'm TJ Dunzer.
I'm Scott Dirk.
And I am Jonah Falcon.
The VGRT Gaming Podcast focuses on game news from around the industry and a gaming flashback. Jeez.
Yeah. So, right, the Gaming Flashback is actually a game we've talked about in the past. Why don't you go ahead? But before we get to it, we have to talk about what we've been playing. TJ, what have you been playing?
I've been slowly trucking along through Dispatch. I'm on. I've been slow playing it. I haven't done it all in one binge. They have 8 episodes out for the first season now, and it's such a good vibe to see that Telltale style and the quality of writing, the play out of the story, and then a decent actual mechanical game to go with all that, because you actually have to manage. We've talked about this last time with that hero simulator that you were talking about. Trying to remember what the name of it was. It's on my wish list because
Hoboken, Superhero League of Hoboken.
Correct. And it's got that similar sort of vibe where you every hero has different qualities about them, and you end up getting different situations. Sometimes you need mobility, or you need a character that can do be a heavy boy, defense, or you need a character that has fire, and there's a hero that has fire, or you need a character that's good at sneaking, and there's characters that are good at sneaking and some that aren't. So sending them to the right places and making sure that they actually do well is part of the game. Yeah. And it eventually does actually play into the story, from what I understand. So you're actually incentivized to not suck at it. Though some of the situations are also randomized, and if you you can pick the right heroes, but just get a bad roll on it and end up failing a situation just because a hero ended up blowing it. It's got a really great game and a lot of great characters, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, they're starting to ask about a season 2 for the game.
They sold 5 million units, so it almost has to be a question, right?
Yeah.
They sold 5 million?
Yes.
That's nuts. Wow. Yeah. That's very impressive.
I've been playing a game that just popped up on Game Pass, which just released today, called Monsters Are Coming, Rock and Road. Have you heard of it?
I have not.
Really? Okay, so picture Vampire Survivors, except it's a rolling town, and you're running around killing creatures that are trying to attack the town, and you're picking up resources and upgrading your town as it rolls along. And it's just a really nice time waster. Really surprising game. A lot of people compared it to some other games. I forgot what they compared it to, but if you look at a gameplay trailer, you'll say, that looks interesting. So yeah, it's actually pretty fun so far. So that's the new game I've been playing.
Nice.
Another game just came out, which was actually on the Microsoft showcase today. Total Chaos. Have you seen that yet?
Yes, I have. I reviewed it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. We're going to be talking about it later anyway. I have not played it yet, but since it's on Game Pass, I'll give it a try. My thought was, so this is what Silent Hill would be if it played like Resident Evil.
I have thoughts, and it. I'll save them for later.
Okay.
We got it. We're talking about this later.
Anyways, we're going to talk about the gaming flashback.
I'm playing a game.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scott. What have you been playing?
I've been playing a game that's total garbage. It's called Kingdom of the Dump. And it's a turn-based RPG that allows you to explore the train. You can jump over on the train, and you have a party.
You mean Void Train?
Huh?
Have you been playing Void Train?
No.
Okay, Void Train is a game in which you're on a train and you're building it as you go along and you're gathering resources. I played some of it. I haven't been able to play more of it, but it's another train game.
Okay, I was talking about Kingdom of the Dump. It's a turn-based RPG, and yeah, it's set around the garbage aesthetic. Everything is made out of garbage or trash or something similar of that theme. It has garbage puns, and it has nice Mode 7 on the world map, and I haven't seen that a lot, lately. So it's like it's nice to see it kind of coming back with this gaming quartet, and it's really nice music and a nice little story, and I think fun characters, and I've been enjoying that. I'm only like in the very beginning of the game, but it's fun so far.
Cool. Anyways, to our gaming flashback, it's a game we've discussed a lot. I've opined upon, but go ahead, TJ.
Okay. Undertale. Undertale is a 2015 role-playing video game created by American indie developer Toby Fox. The player controls a child who has fallen into the underground, a large, secluded region underneath the surface of Earth, separated by a magical barrier. The player meets various monsters during the journey back to the surface, some of which may engage in combat. The combat system involves the player navigating through many bullet hell attacks by the opponent. They can opt to appease monsters in order to spare them instead of killing them. These choices affect the game, with the dialogue, characters, and story changing based on outcomes. Outside of artwork and character designs by Timmy Chang and other guest designers, Fox developed the entirety of the game by himself, including the music and script. The game took inspiration from several sources, including the Brandish, Mario and Luigi, and Mother role-playing game series, Bullet Hell shooter series Toho Project, role-playing game Moon, remix RPG adventure, and British comedy show Mr. Bean. Undertale was originally meant to be 2 hours in length and was set to be released in mid-2014, but experienced delays. Undertale was released for OS X and Windows in September 2015. It was ported to Linux in 2016, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita in 2017, the Nintendo Switch in 2018, and Xbox One in 2021. The game was acclaimed for its thematic material, combat system, musical score, originality, story, dialogue, and characters, although reaction to the art style was mixed. It sold at least 5 million copies, and it was nominated for multiple accolades, including Game of the Year from several publications and conventions, and is considered to be one of the greatest video games ever made. A game with a parallel story, Deltarune, released episodically from 2018 for its full 2025 launch. Further chapters are in development.
So Undertale was basically a small little project in which Toby said, what if the video game characters know that they're video game characters and they know that you're controlling everything that happens in the game? That's the entire theme of the story, is that they know who you are. And which is why Flowey calls you out if say you do a genocide in which you kill everybody, right? Flowey says, it calls you out on it. And then if you play again and you do a pacifist route, Flowey knows, hey, look, last time you killed everybody. So we know this isn't really a decision by you. It's just you saying, I killed everyone. Let's see what happens if I save everybody. So he basically calls you out for being a manipulator.
Mm-hmm. It is quite impressive how many different eventualities this game planned for when considering what the player might do. Like the sheer the legacy of Undertale and the power of Undertale is in how subversive it is to expectations if you just go in knowing nothing about it. The idea of an RPG in which killing people's bad, everything you kill in the world ends up disappearing forever, and everybody and people around them are sad because of it. That's a ridiculous concept for people before Undertale happened, because RPG games taught us that you're supposed to run into enemies all the time, defeat them, get the experience, get the gold, and level up. And
there are a lot of games in which your pacifism was noted. I mean, for one thing, Deus Ex is one of them, in which you sparing people was actually noted by the game, and everybody reacted to it.
Right. And like this game isn't afraid to say it took from those things. It took from a lot of inspirations from things came before it.
But what it did do was have its characters know they're in a video game.
Some of them, yes.
Flowey knows. And whenever he talks to you, because whenever he talks to you, he says, "Well, listen, I know you're a person who's controlling everything that happens. We have no agency in it, and when we decide to go on a killing spree, what are we going to do about it? You know?" And then you can actually, when you play it again, you're actually trying to, wipe your hands of what you did. No, we know what you did. We know you're capable of it. We know you did a genocide run once. So this pacifist thing you're doing is bullshit. Because we know what you're capable of. The only way to truly please the game is just to do a pacifist run and stop.
Yes, which is actually what I ended up doing. Because, like, I don't know. Those characters hit in a way where, like, once I was done with it, it was like, I don't want to start things over. I don't want to ruin their happy ending. It's a good vibe story when you do it that way. And also, it's a terrible vibe story when you go the other direction. And, like, 200% harder. They actually make you work to do the part that's the path that's terrible. Yeah. And like the one of the bosses at the end of the genocide run, as they call it, is one of the most ridiculously hard bosses, but he also has some of the most ridiculously good music in the game. Yeah. And
you're gonna say something, Scott?
Yeah, I remember watching that on the Let's Play, and it really is really dark and depressing because you literally kill everyone, even good characters that you didn't even realize you could fight. Let alone do it. That it's just, it's. I thought it was a good game, very interesting with the bullet hell stuff and the pacifist and. Really, I think makes your choices matter in this game.
That said, I love Undertale, but I hate Undertale fans.
Huh.
Yeah.
They can be the worst.
They're definitely pushy, but it's like it's like most fandoms. Like you just got these people that just way too entitled to it.
There's some fandoms. I mean, I Homestuck fans. Get your gray makeup out of my face.
I'm not making excuses for them. I'm saying that just like...
I know, but...
Yeah, yeah.
But the other thing is, it also invented the idea, if you really want to start over, you have to delete the what's called the in-game files. And then Doki Doki Literature Club had you doing that in order to win the game. Said, you have to delete these files from the game in order to win.
That was always interesting. To do that.
There was also another game which I always associated with Undertale, and now I forgot it.
Deltarune?
No. That's a sequel. No.
There's Dreamed Away. It has bullet hell stuff.
No, it isn't that. I'll remember it later. But
is it an RPG like Undertale?
No. It's a game in which the characters were well aware that they were in a video game, and I don't remember it, so it's nothing. But yeah, Undertale. I hesitate to call anything one of the best games ever made because I've played games before 1990, but it is a game that influenced a lot of indie games. A lot of indie games came from Undertale that started to be more self-aware.
Also, Undertale became like a springboard for Toby Fox to be in a lot of other stuff. He has music in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like, that's impressive. I can only imagine how happy he was to get that call. But at the same time, it's like, those characters are kind of like, they have... a part of that annoying fandom is that those characters have pervaded a lot of internet culture now. Like the skeleton, the skeleton Sans is like all over the place in places he doesn't necessarily need to be. But that's just the way it is. That people love those characters, and love their music, and love everything about that universe.
The same thing happened with the Dopefish from the Commander Keen games. he started appearing everywhere that he didn't belong, and people here are too young to remember the Dope Fish. But those who played the Commander Keen games remember the Dope Fish. Back when, so for those who don't know what Commander Keen was, once upon a time, the guy id Software wanted to showed Nintendo a Super Mario Brothers PC port of Super Mario Brothers. Nintendo said, "Nah, no, thank you." So they just changed it into Commander Keen. So that's where the Commander Keen games come from. But the Dope Fish is always you'll find it everywhere. Even in Doom Eternal, you'll find the Dope Fish somewhere. For those who know what I'm talking about, just Google the Dope Fish.
The Dope Fish.
The Dope Fish. He's everywhere. But you don't know who he is. But you'll recognize the face. The Dope Fish. Anyways, move on to quick news. We're going to be discussing this first item later. But the next item is the ongoing drama of Krafton. So the Krafton CEO allegedly asked the AI to brainstorm ways to avoid paying earn-out bonuses to Subnautica 2 developers, and that court case has been going on for a while. And Chang Kim reportedly was scared about looking like a pushover. He must have a tiny penis. But yeah, Krafton is also responsible for the disaster that is that Sims game. Oh God, what was the name of it? I just had it before.
What is it? Yeah, Life Your Way or something like that.
No, that was Paradox. No, it was Inzoi.
There it is.
Yeah, Inzoi was launched in April. 1 million people bought it, and now it has less than 1,000 concurrent users on Steam. The game is, what a lot of people say, is only 20% finished. It's not even good enough for early access. And people speculate the only people playing that game are just people who are making their characters pose. And that's it. And it's a real disappointment because Inzoi was what everybody was hoping would replace The Sims, because people don't like The Sims 4. But now, Inzoi is such a piece of shit that's not finished that, it's like, well, we got burned. And yeah, it sucks that Paradox closed the other Sims game, but you know what? In hindsight, I think they were smart.
Yeah. It's and like at the same time, like they continue to make stuff for Sims 4 right now. It's like continue. That game must have about $600 and more worth of DLC at this point.
Yeah, there's a rumor they're going to be doing a remastered version with sharper graphics. I wonder if that was because of Inzoi.
I wonder how much of that DLC they're going to include in the remastered version. They're going to make you buy it all again.
Yeah, but speaking of AI slop, Inzoi is full of it. There's a lot of signs that are obviously made by ChatGPT, and it's just really bad. Even the characters are not from Inzoi. They're actually characters that are made with meta characters. Unreal Engine 5's core characters that you can make without Inzoi.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Krafton that was one of some executive from one of these groups was like, AI is just a part of
the future. Yeah, he was talking about that. They have AI making their games, AI to, I don't know. Here's the thing. I can actually go to their website, and wow, guess what? Part of their website about AI is just broken. I wonder if they tried to delete that part of the website. I'm going to have to use, what's it called? The Wayback Machine for this, because apparently they're embarrassed. But it's just so... They are so interested in AI. They think they're going to make things easier, but just the opposite is happening.
Yeah. And also, it's going to make less people buy their stuff because people don't want AI slop. The only people that want AI slop are people that are invested in AI slop. Like,
Yeah,
it's
just like the crypto and NFT stuff. It's really all. Yeah, I can't wait for it to go away, but I don't know if it's going to be a
Well,
while.
here's the thing. Right now, AI is being misused. It's not a tool for a lot of people. It's their actual, and someone, I forgot what developer said it, but they said that, AI is good for uncreative people.
Yeah, I saw there was a CEO saying that people not being impressed by AI just blows his mind. I mean, it just sounds like somebody that's never created anything in their entire life.
Let's see if this works. There we go. So let's see what this idiot has to say about AI on their official website. Thank goodness for archive.org. Okay. Website. Okay. So here's what he has to say. Our vision. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Vision animation technology generates virtual assets or objects in 3D or 2D or 3D or 4. Our focus in this field is to interpret and understand these images or videos and convert them into various formats for application. Crafton AI's goal is to use these studies to make a streamlined process that requires designers or animators to execute them manually, while at the same time maintaining realistic quality. So what they're telling me is they think they can replace animators and now they're talking about using voice technology so we don't have to hire voice actors. Then they're talking about language models help computers understand and generate text in human languages. Yeah, but here's the thing. If you want to know something about generative language, it's random. They choose random words to mean the same thing.
Yep.
That's why, that's why you can't rely on these things. It's like asking your lawnmower to do the lawn without giving it any instructions.
I've seen people saying, like a little bit more recently, and especially this last couple of weeks, that the current trend of AI, large language models, and these generative like chatbot things are just a dead end. There's nothing practical about them, and all they do is steal from other things. Like, I'm not saying that there's a lot of AI that is just straight up stealing and straight up misuse and straight up manipulation. But
here's the thing. Yeah, but the thing is that they worship data. They seem to forget that you need an AI to be able to create data, not just take from data, because that's just stealing. It's not learning anything.
Mm-hmm. And moreover, like, it's not practical. There's other forms of AI that are practical. That it would be kind of cool if they invested deeper into those. Like, patience for AI, good, and not stealing and not replacing people. It's making work easier, like creating algorithms or
creating work easier. It's actually the opposite. It's making work harder because you trust the AI, it screws up. Now you have someone checking to make sure that the AI is doing the right thing. You just now have a middleman.
Yeah, and instead, what if we focused on putting AI towards data categorization or analyzation and making sure that things are organized, making sure that things go where they need to go, and like reducing certain processes that are just tedious for humans.
Even then, it's screwed up, though. I mean, there are medical houses that tried it and found that the AI was sorting things the wrong way.
Right. I'm just saying that if it was going towards a more practical use, then that seems well worth improving instead of this bullshit where it just steals and represents and replicates like garbage based on better things.
On the other hand, people are attacking Plants vs. Zombies, the remaster, saying it was AI, and I couldn't find anything wrong with it. Maybe I don't have good enough eyes, but it seemed all right to me. Now, it sucks that they didn't talk to the original artist to update the images, but, I didn't see anything wrong with it. The thing is that you have to curate everything that you do. Because Dachi Krosha says you can't teach a computer to figure out what fun is.
Yeah. It doesn't understand that. It understands adjectives that might be related to it, but it doesn't understand the concept.
but here's the thing: it doesn't know how to make something fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't. It's not. It doesn't have an opinion. All it does is find random words or random stuff and just stick them together.
And that's why no matter how much Elon Musk trains his silly little AI models, when he tries to make an AI game, it's going to spit out a pile of shit that looks pretty, but is just mostly incoherent slop. And
It'll probably be as successful as when he completely put robots on the car line to make cars, and suddenly the output just shrinks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because you can't just have robots; you have to have supervisors on those robots.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they break down for one, and who's going to fix them? Other robots. So, once he put real people on the line, all of a sudden, production of the Tesla 3 went up to what's it called, 20-fold. So,
yeah, and so this is. I don't understand. I don't like.
I do understand it. It's just stupid.
It is stupid.
The reasons for it is stupid.
And it's like blatantly stupid. And that's why I don't understand it.
Okay, anyways, we're going to move on to
tastier pastures.
Yeah, so the Xbox Partner Preview was today, and they released they showed off a bunch of games. All of them going to be Xbox Anywhere, which is huge because what that means is that if you buy it on Xbox, you also buy it on the Xbox PC, and you can also stream it, and you can also have it on whatever handheld that they're going to be coming out with later this year. Not just the Ally, just not the Ally X, but I'm talking about when Microsoft unveils whatever handheld console they're going to be showing off. We don't have to do this in any order. Let's talk about.
Hey Jonah.
Yes.
Hey Scott.
Yeah.
I forgot. I played Total Chaos.
Right.
So,
okay.
That's one of the games they showed off at the Partner Preview, and is actually out now.
So this is a game from the people who made Turbo Overkill, which is considered to be kind of like part of that boomer shooter craze. It's very stylish. It's very interesting.
Oh.
Turbo Overkill. Oh, good.
Firstly, what we have to say is that it is a mod. It is made from a mod. It's a Doom mod.
It started as a Doom mod and then became a full-on standalone conversion. And Turbo Overkill is neon. It's sci-fi. It's cyberpunk. Total Chaos is horror, and it's like stark grayscale horror. Like the whole premise is that you are a Coast Guard that gets a distress call and goes on a boat to find that call, and it takes you to this terrifyingly large fortress of an island called Fort Oasis.
Hey, anybody who played Scorn, you'll feel right at home. Except now you can actually shoot a lot.
It's a mining colony. Like you end up like having. It's got this crafting system where you have to take like little pieces and put them together into rudimentary weapons, like a pickaxe. You get a shiv. You can make a sledgehammer with barbed wire on it, and it's like that stuff is very sparing. So you got to make use of what you get as you get it.
Yeah.
And
it has all the atmosphere of Silent Hill, but the gunplay is like Resident Evil or any other shooter. But I'm just saying, like I said, it's like they took Silent Hill and they gave it the gameplay of Resident Evil.
You know what it was like for me when I was playing it. Like I felt this from the beginning, and it.
Half-Life 3.
Condemned, Criminal Origins, from the original Xbox 360, and it's because of the melee. The melee is punchy. Like it feels good when you get in on a monster and like beat its brains out with a pickaxe. But also like the psychedelic and like set piece moments of this game are really fun and really intense. I think the fodder is kind of weak. Like I don't like killing the regular like zombie monsters. They're kind of boring. But when you get to those set pieces with like monsters that you either have to dodge a certain way or fight a certain way or just outright run from, I think it's really good at horror.
Yeah. I haven't played it yet. It's on Game Pass. We'll see about it. I mean, I'm interested in playing it, but right now I'm playing that little game I told you about earlier about, just running around with Monsters Are Coming, Rock and Road. One thing I forgot to say about Rock and Road is that it feels oppressive when these monsters are just. At some point, you see all these red-eyed monsters starting to come down on you. It's sort of like, oh my god, it's a horde, and there's no way you're going to be able to beat them. It means you're coming close to the end of the level, right? So, yeah, let's talk about Dave the Diver. It's finally on it's on Xbox, and it's going to be on Game Pass. I have not yet played Dave the Diver. Have you?
No, I haven't, but I know a lot of people love that stuff.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to playing that. Now, the number one most anticipated game, and people were really knocked out by it, is Vampire Crawlers, and people are so excited about that game.
I was quite surprised to see what looked like an all-new like Vampire Survivors thing.
By the way, they showed the. Here's the thing: they showed the opening cutscene, and they made it seem like, yeah, we're taking Vampire Survivors and turning it into 3D. And I said, nope. It's still 2D. Now it's just a turn-based RPG.
It's still an auto battler too, from what it looks like. You still gather.
No, it is not. It is not. So what happens is you're gathering your cards, right, and you can play them in the order they come up. But if you're against an enemy you know you can defeat easily, you can press the kill, use all, and you just use all your cards at the same time.
Huh. It also had like I liked the. It seemed like they were kind of going for a wizardry vibe, and I dug that.
No, it's more of a Slay the Spire vibe, except it's fast. So what happens is,
I mean, like in the first person, dungeon crawling style.
You mean like Dungeon Master? Sure. But the funny thing is, they have all the same graphics as Vampire Survivors.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go to a tavern, and you can pick other survivors. And the other thing is that eventually in the game, a little bit into the game, you can actually have up to 4 survivors working for you at the same time, so you have all their cards ready. It's sort of like you have a party of the survivors. What happens is the cards pop up, and they have a mana cost, and you choose in which order you want them to play. And you can do it one of two ways. Some monsters appear, naturally, or sometimes a whole group of them appear, and it's sort of like you're doing turn-based Vampire Survivors, and you're doing this. You can have just as much insane combos and destructive qualities, just now turn-based. So yeah, they actually have a lot of websites have actually gotten to play Vampire Crawlers. Had like 30 minutes with it, so it's not hard to look around and see people discussing how it plays. Want to talk about Zoopunk?
Sure.
Furry may cry.
Looks that way, yeah. I mean, so
it does play like Devil May Cry, but with furries.
There is some lore behind this. Did you know?
Yep.
So this game is a prequel to another game that came out in 2021 called Fist: Forged in Shadow.
Yep, it's by the same developers.
And it seems to be the same bunny character that was in Fist, but at an earlier state.
Now he's the main character.
So in Fist,
one of the people said that, hey, it's good to see the rabbit from what's it called?
Star Fox.
Star Fox finally found some work.
I mean, the characters looked cool and the combat system looked fun. I'm interested to see how this ends up going because I liked Fist. It was a very good Metroidvania.
Yeah. But this is more of a Devil May Cry type of game. It has more in common with Bayonetta than it does that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it looks really good, especially when you viewed the trailer in 4K.
Yes, these guys are really, really ridiculously good at their visuals. It's kind of like their main thing. They're decent at making gameplay, but they really, really knock it out of the park when it comes to the stylistics of their stuff.
Yeah. Then you have Crow Swarm. Do you know that game?
It looked like a Metroidvania.
Yep.
Looked very lovely.
It was inspired a little bit, more than a little bit, to a Hollow Knight.
Yeah, I saw that aesthetic. It had a similar aesthetic. Or art style, maybe.
Yeah, and also people were treating it like Silksong in that this was a Kickstarter from a couple of years ago, and they were waiting for this game to finally show some life.
Yeah, that game looked very stylish. I liked the look of the crow character, and it's going to be a roguelike. I liked
Yeah.
I liked some of the upgrades that we were seeing from it. One of them was just straight up start with a gun.
Yeah.
It seems like it'll be fun.
Yeah. Speaking of Souls-likes, the one that headed off the entire thing was Armidas, which looked actually pretty good. I'm looking forward to that one. It's now on my radar.
That Tides of Annihilation looked pretty good.
Well, let's talk about Armadas first. Basically, I call it it's Bloodborne, and that's it. It's Bloodborne. It's Bloodborne with guns, and but it looks really well done. So, which game were you talking about there, Scott?
The Tides of
Tides of Annihilation.
Yes.
Another 3D action game. But this time they showed the entire boss fight.
Yeah, it had a giant boss, like a Shadow of the Colossus size boss, which is always really cool. And it looks like it's set in England.
It's inspired by Arthurian legend.
Okay. The trailer showed a lady going up and grabbing the sword, and suddenly like lugged it to her armor or something. But it looks really fantastic.
There are going to be monsters that are wandering around that are the size of the monsters that are the size of the Titans from Shadow of the Colossus.
Yes, and I saw that. That looked really impressive. So you're probably climbing the boss and going to fight its head or whatever, and there was a lot of other boss fights too that do remind me of Souls, like fighting style or fighting game.
Yeah.
So I think that looks good.
Another game that I never heard of the first game, but there's Echo Generation 2, and it looks really nice. Have either of you played Echo Generation?
I played it for a second. I played the first Echo Generation. I think that game was fun.
Yeah.
It had a very Earthbound vibe as well, like our little game of game flashback.
It's just really strange because you have these characters who are from here, here and now, modern times, and it's like they're fighting these weird Cthulhu type monsters. And by the way, for those who don't know, it's a deck builder.
Yes, and the first one came out as Stranger Things was hitting hard, and it also like pulled vibes from Earthbound, and it's very charming. It's a voxel based game, so like you got all these characters that are just built out of little blocks, and when you beat them up, they break into blocks. But
it's almost a parody of itself. It feels like, especially since you have talking raccoons and sheep and all that stuff to throw into the mix.
Yeah,
and mixed in with characters you would see in a Cthulhu thing, like giant worms with these blotches of eyes all over the place. So it goes from 80s charm, and you're right, there is a Stranger Things influence on it. But now the dad's involved.
Yeah, and so like in the first game, that was like a plot line that you didn't get to see much of. The dad going on like a big old space trip and you chasing in his footsteps. So it's interesting here to see it right out of the gate. I liked the way they set it up in the first game. It was like weirdly creepy at times and kind of scary. There was like some straight up jump scare horror stuff in that game, as far as I remember. It was kind of all over the place, but I remember it being quite charming by the end, and I remember it having a good time by the time I rolled credits. It also wasn't a very long game, so like, I wonder if Echo Generation 2 will be a bit longer.
I think it's going to be longer, probably. So, the developers of Little Nightmares decided, you know what? Little Nightmares isn't creepy enough. So we're going to leave that series, and we're going to make Reanimal. Have you seen much of Reanimal?
I have not.
So picture if the developers by the Tarsier Studios who did Little Nightmares 1 and 2, they said, you know what? We want some more J-horror in our game. So we're going to give the IP to somebody else and just start a new one. It's another game in which it's co-op, in which you're playing with a brother and sister. And it makes me wonder, what the hell is Playdead doing? They made Limbo and then Inside, and I haven't heard hide nor hair from them.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't heard anything from them either. And it's crazy because they're really good at what they do.
Yeah. So Reanimal is basically Little Nightmares if Little Nightmares had a nightmare. I'm sorry. Look at any given screenshot of the game, and it is sort of like they decided, you know what, Little Nightmares isn't creepy enough.
Oh,
we're gonna go. We're gonna go up. We're gonna go 100% on the creepy.
Yeah, this is a group that actually came out of the creators of Little Nightmares. Like some of them broke off to start Tarsier Studios.
Well,
I thought I remembered that, but like yes, there was some Little Nightmares where like they moved on to a few ideas that the people that made it weren't crazy about, so they broke off to do something else. And Reanimal is kind of like the vision that they wanted to keep going with for Little Nightmare.
Another game that really intrigued me was Erosion. And the game wasn't very specific on it, but it seems like there's a time element to it. In which you're trying to rescue your daughter. Well, at the end, she shows up as a little girl, and then she shows up as a 20-year-old woman, and then she shows up as an elderly woman who dies in your arms from old age. It's just weird. And it's a roguelike for one. You can play cards at some point. It's basically, oh god, what was the name of that? Firefly, in which it's a western set in outer space. And it's also voxel. So voxel is really coming back.
Yeah, kind of a vibe here.
What was the name of that taxi game that was a voxel, futuristic taxi game?
Cloudpunk.
Yeah, Cloudpunk. It seems like Cloudpunk revived the entire voxel thing.
Yeah, that and there was another one. It was like a
destructive game. Yeah, I know the game you're talking about. Yeah,
Teardown. Teardown was the name of it.
Yeah, but Teardown did it because it's easier to do that with voxels. With Cloudpunk, it was just a stylistic choice.
Mm-hmm.
But this game is a shooter. It's a roguelike, and I know nothing about it except for what they showed in the trailer. And there seems to be a time element to it in which things can go into the future. Things can get older. So we'll see. It's strange. So how do you feel about the Slim Shady DLC for Hitman?
That is ridiculous. And like he must care because that was a new song that was in that trailer. He made a new song for the elusive target thing.
Or somebody paid to make a new song.
Sure, but like he could. Okay, so
he
like
use
there have
one
been
of his old songs.
There have been a lot of Hitman collaborations at this point, and like they just did one with Bruce Lee with permission from his family to have him as an elusive target. They did one with. They actually just did one with Mads Mikkelsen as his character from Casino Royale, and like these are pretty standard issue at this point, where they just kind of do the character with a few missions to go with them, and then you earn cosmetics based on that elusive target. For Eminem to actually go and make a full-on song, yeah, they probably paid him, but also that seems like something like where he could have phoned it in, and it doesn't seem like he did.
Yeah. Finally, what did you think of
it's
the
ridiculous?
Go ahead.
To say it's a ridiculous premise too, because the whole idea of his elusive target is you're helping Eminem kill his alter ego Slim Shady, because they're somehow two different people in this mission, and the alter ego is trying to kill the original. So Kind of some weird Invasion of the Body Snatchers stuff going on as well.
Finally, we have the Mound Omen of Cthulhu. It's another shooter, and it's another creepy game. This is like a lot of creepy games are coming out. This one's a 4-player co-op. And you're going through an island looking for treasure, and it's Lovecraftian. So you start getting some really weird shit going on. As you rush to Google it.
Yeah.
It seems okay. I you know.
Yeah, it seems interesting.
And finally, are you looking forward to the new 007 First Light game?
Yeah, but this drip feed of what they're showing off, like where we just get like this, we just got. I guess I should have expected it. Yeah, I know. I guess I should have expected it because cars have always been a part of 007. But like, man, they spent a whole ass trailer on this, on just talking about this car.
I think they're deliberately trying to drip feed information because it's completely new Bond. It's not based on anybody. It's not based on Connery. It's not based on Moore. It's not based on Lazenby. It's not based on Brosnan. It's not based on anybody else. It's a new Bond.
Yes, and the dude's showing him because like it's supposed to be the first Bond ever, like before he got the 007 code name.
But wasn't that the entire point of Casino Royale?
I think that was the case, but like it's James Bond. They got to do more James Bond. It's been a while since we've had anything proper in the.
That's
James
the other
Bond
thing
universe.
is that after Daniel Craig, there has been no other James Bond movie, so they're trying to figure out who they're going to do. By the way, what's interesting is this be done by IO Interactive, who also do the Hitman games. So I think it's the right move to have IO because they know how to do a character like James Bond because they already do it with the Hitman 47.
Yeah. I think James Bond is a little tougher because he's more of a talker than Hitman is.
Well, I mean, this Bond is going to be voiced by Patrick Gibson, so.
Mm-hmm. But you also got like we already saw it in some of the trailers. There's some extensive set pieces where like I don't want to say it doesn't look like it's gonna. It looks like it's gonna venture close-ish to Uncharted territory, but it looks a bit more competent than Uncharted.
Yeah. By the way, this is the first major game with James Bond in it since 007 Legends, which was now 13 years ago.
It's wild. It's been a while.
We're gonna have a female M again.
Yep.
She's being voiced by Primi Yang of Burford. Alistair McKenzie's going to be Q, and Kira Lester's going to be Miss Moneypenny. And yeah, so he's going to be 26 in this game.
Yeah, so going back to the beginning and doing the whole thing over again. Basically James Bond Jr.
Yeah. And then you have the sequel to Raji coming. Raji Kalyuga. I know nothing about it. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, I bought the first game, I guess a year or two ago, and I remember it being very buggy, and I like the intro was very laggy, and I don't know, the frame rates were really bad. And when I started to play it, I just kept like falling through the platform, and it wasn't working. And I was like, do I really want to sit here and wait for this to get fixed, or should I just refund it? And I just refunded it because I didn't want to deal with it if it was bad. I had never seen a game this buggy, right after launch, and so I returned it. And then it seemed like such an interesting premise too. It was set in India, and it had a different culture thing. And I just thought it'd be fun to explore, but it wasn't working until I returned it.
Yeah. It's now had very positive reviews on Steam, the first game, so apparently they fixed the bugs.
That's good.
And it's also $7 on Steam too. $6, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not a bad price.
Anyways, so yeah, it looks interesting, the new one. Don't know anything about it though. Yeah, so we're gonna move on to the next. Did you just die, Scott?
No, I'm here.
Okay, I heard you die.
No, that was my Zelda clock. I think made a noise.
Yeah. So, anyways, City Skylines moves to Iceflake Studios. This comes to us from Shack News. Colossal Order, the studio behind City Skylines and its sequel, are departing the franchise and separating from its publisher, Paradox Interactive. Development on City Skylines franchise is moving to Iceflake Studios, an internal studio at Paradox Interactive. Paradox says Iceflake Studios has already begun work on City Skylines 2, and that players can expect new expansions and content updates for years to come. Colossal Order, on the other hand, will be working on their own new projects. The bikes DLC was just released today for free, so there's that. I'm not actually sad about this. Here's the thing about City Skylines: there's only 2 properties at Paradox which are not internal studios. That's City Skylines and Crusader Kings 3. And City Skylines 2 is by far the most profitable series on the... City Skylines is the most profitable game at Paradox, so it makes sense they'd be coming internal studios. There's 2 things that can happen. It can either be a disaster when you have a new studio, or it can be really good, like when Iron Galaxy took over for Killer Instinct. You know, so we'll see. I do know they need to they need to keep fixing the bugs, but
I feel bad for Colossal Order because I don't know where this leaves them.
I don't know if I feel bad for them. They screwed up. I don't know the entire story about it, but they had plenty of time to make City Skylines 2.
I know, and I'm like, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but also like, man, it's been a long time since City Skylines 2 came out, and it gets a lot of flack.
The only thing I can think of was that if you remember, they're still making the console version, and they're making it at the same time as the PC version. And I wonder if that was a problem. If they should have just made the PC version completely and then worked on the console version.
Yeah,
because the console version isn't out yet, and then who knows when it's coming out.
They also seem to put a lot of focus into trying to make sure that mod support was ready from day one, but they've also done updates that broke mods as they went. So
here's the thing: don't worry about the mods. The modders are going to find a way. You don't need to make it for mods. They know how to make mods without it. You know, if you want to patch in, a mod thing like Creator Studio, then fine. But first, work on the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have liked it if they had just, they've been told make the PC version, then make the console version later. Because here's the thing: the console version is long delayed anyway.
Yeah.
And I will say this: as a game, City Skylines 2 is still good. I've gotten back into it, and for some reason my computer doesn't like it anymore, so I have to lower the resolution. But that's fine. It's like they added so much stuff since I last played. I have to relearn it. Now they added all these sizes of parking lots. Now you have a strip parking lot in which it's just one tile but long. They have all these little things that are added that I'm getting used to again.
Mm-hmm.
And the underlying game is still great. And I know you haven't tried it yet. I think you should give it a chance.
I've played a little bit with it.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, I'm getting ready to start doing deep dives with it again. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I made a basic city with the districting and
Hello?
made it into a giant smiley face, and it was starting to fill out by the time I where I was starting to get problems.
You're a madman.
Because in designing Smileyville, I accidentally put the drainage up the river from the freshwater intake.
Okay.
And Smileyville got very sick very fast because they were all getting poop water from the refuse draining into the freshwater intake.
Like I said, it's worth a go. I mean, I have to try it soon because I want to see what the bike stuff does. I have the season pass, so everything that it has, I already have, like the new bridges and tunnels and all that stuff. I haven't used it yet, though. But the one thing that I'm finding is, City Skylines is a time waster. And you better have a lot of time because you'll find it's 3 a.m. before you even know it.
Yeah, it still does have that effect. And I hope that whoever's running the series, I hope that Colossal gets a chance to do something else, whatever they end up doing. I don't know what they do from this point, but I hope this doesn't lead to Colossal just shutting down altogether, because it's not like they've never made anything good.
Well, here's the thing. The guys who are doing all the, the other game, Frontier Studios, something happened to them, and they just tanked immediately. I mean, I don't know what happened to them. It's like the sequels to their games are just really bad. Like the new Zoo Tycoon 2 is like awful. Not awful, but it's just not good. It's not better than the first game anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Next item, go ahead, TJ.
Okay. Marathon playtest is coming in December from PC Gamer. Sony said earlier this month that Marathon, Bungie's super sexy but deeply troubled extraction shooter, is coming out one way or the other in March 2026. And it'll clean up the mess. That is, make corrections as needed once it's out the door. That is dismal. That is just the saddest release announcement I've ever heard. But it's still making corrections before that too. And interested running gunners will have a chance to check out the latest updates in another round of playtesting set for December. Unlike the recently concluded October playtest, which was open to players in North America and Europe, this one will be in December. This one in December will be accessible only to those in North America. Otherwise, it looks like pretty much the same deal, including that it's invite only, invitations cannot be shared, and the whole thing is strictly under an NDA, meaning you're not allowed to stream it or share your playtest experience publicly. The latest Marathon playtest is set to run from December 12th to 16th from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. each day. If you want to get on the action, head over to Bungie.net and sign up with the platform of your choice. This...
I have to say I am actually impressed by their commitment to this game. Although it does have the foul stench of sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah. The more I read, the more it doesn't sound good. The idea of we realize we're putting out something floppy and we'll just fix it after the case is... I can't remember the last time I've heard someone just straight up say we're going to launch a broken product and fix it later.
See, when I first heard they were going to make a Marathon game, I thought they were just going to make a new Marathon game, as in a first-person shooter, as in something like Halo. I did not know they were going to make an extraction shooter. They needed to make a multiplayer game.
It's never even looked close to what the old Marathon games looked like either. It's just the name. It doesn't seem to feel like it has anything to do with the old Marathon games. I don't know.
Is it meaning Marathon because you have to make a marathon in it? Then you're just running?
Well, no. I mean, even the old games had a sci-fi element and certain stylistic creatures and choices to them that just don't seem like they exist at all in this new game. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know who Marathon 2026 is for.
A good extraction game is always nice, especially if it's set in the Halo universe. But it's, they're training. I would rather see Bungie working on something else. I mean, make a new Oni game, or even a new Myth game. It doesn't have to be a shooter all the time, damn it. And it doesn't have to be Destiny either.
I
don't know. So whoever is now in charge of Bungie talked to Sony, and Sony said, we want a multiplayer game. I said, sure, let's make an extraction shooter. Those seem to be popular.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are looking at this and they're thinking of a 7-letter word. Concord.
Yeah, and so like I kind of curious on your thoughts on this, Jonah. Do you think it's DOA?
I think it's going to be better than Skull and Bones. I think,
Skull and Bones is in its 5th season.
yeah, but I don't know who's playing that. Again, sunk cost fallacy. This has a chance to be one of those games which gets a really niche audience. That's enough for it to have servers for it. There's a chance of that. Because there's a lot of people who have a lot of feelings about the Marathon IP. It's Bungie when they were still with Apple.
Yeah.
On the other hand, those people are 40 or 50 years old, and it's like, who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the direction they've been with this game has been weird ever since they first announced it. If they like,
here's the thing, if it's going to succeed, it's going to have to be really, really, really good. So they have the niche audience, try it out, have a fuck ton of fun, then tell their friends. You know,
yeah,
like something like Left 4 Dead. You just need that that word of mouth, or else it's going nowhere. I don't know. I don't see a good future for it. It just has to be really good. But the fact of the matter is that it's a bad sign when they have a strict NDA.
Yeah, it is. Like, and I haven't seen PlayStation has done that before. They did that with, and actually Nintendo has done that before. Now that I think about it too.
Oh, Nintendo does it by force of habit.
They've been doing like these weird public beta things where you can sign up to do like betas on the Nintendo Switch 2, and you're not allowed to talk about them.
Well, you're not allowed to talk about the games that are released either. You're not allowed to make videos, although they'll copyright strike it. So it's nothing new for Nintendo. I don't know. So Nintendo sometimes seems like they want to strangle their own IPs. And it's only the goodwill of the IPs that is making people even care about them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good
Look
luck
for our show note. What?
Good luck, Marathon.
You're going to need it.
Yeah.
Look for our show notes at gamingpodcast.net, along with the industry news and our gaming history articles. If you enjoy feedback, so comment on our blog at gamingpodcast.net. Also, set us up at facebook.com/gaming/gamingpodcast. Also, set us up at facebook.com/gamingpodcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Leave iTunes comments. You can find me on Blue Sky at Jonah Falcon.
You can find me at Johnny Chugs.
You can find me at Shard the Sage.
You won't see us next week. That's Thanksgiving. But you will hear from us the week after.
Happy gaming, everyone.
Have fun. Be cool. Play games, y'all.
And the stream is over.
Okay, good night.